bonus game with Jordan. Jordan, I can go, we can go like this. This. You can go modern round 4. Hee hee hee. That counts, that counts. The old modern round 4. And they get to go to the far end of the LGS. The secret table. Secret table. Give me that 4th round, baby. We're not done. We're taking 4 rounds. Let's do it. Let's see it. Yeah, show us that playmat, Jordan. Alright, so, well, I mean, look, I already know what Jordan's on, so we can update his name right away. Scan. Thank you. And on the right, we have John. C. The C stands for 5C, and also all C for control. There's a lot of C's going on here for Jarnathan. I'm just kidding. Your name's not Jarnathan. You have a real name. That doesn't look like a control mat to me. Looks like a goblin. Are they curling? Are these curling goblins? It's kind of sweet, actually. So, I mean, props for the curling goblins. Alright, so we got a bonus secret round of Modern at the very end of the night here. Congrats to, the people who took down Popper. Jordan's on the play. Gonna go the old Fetch, Shock, Arid Mesa for the Ragamuffin. 1 Blood Crypt, please. Tapped, and then here's a monkey. No scam. Alright, John's like, alright, here's Plains Prismatic Ending. Put that monkey away. Put it in the trash. Fetch for Dothy Voidwalker. Let's see if Jordan's gonna shock. No, just gonna grab a Swamp. 1 Swamp. Jordan's all-foil deck showing up pretty cool on camera. That Dothy Voidwalker. The moon looking especially cool in the Voidwalker art there. Very nice. John is like, I'm just gonna evoke Solitude on that Voidwalker. Give you 3 life back. And leave up Reprieve, I guess? Reprieve, Remand? I don't think John would be so crazy to play as to play Mana Leak. But Jordan's gonna check anyway. Spellpierce? Cyclone revealed, okay. Counterspell, Force and Negation. Okie dokie. Honestly, Jordan might have a hard time beating that. Second thought sees. Just take both counterspells? Yeah. Okay, all right. All of a sudden, Jordan's back in this. For a second, it was looking bleak, where John's just staring at Counterspell Force. But now, Jordan just has to stare at Force. So just don't play Blood Moon, I guess. Ooh, no land. Very sad. But eventually here comes Bowman. The one-ist ring. And here comes Bowmaster. Shoot John for 1 damage. Force does not stop the ring, unfortunately. Nor do you have a card to pitch with it. But that's a pretty good top deck for John, all things considered. I mean, sure, Jordan has like the kind of answer the former Bowmasters. But everything in your hand totally ripped apart, and just expelling all and disputing all your resources as fast as possible on Jordan's board. Top decking the card that gives you free cards. It's a little strong. Does he draw? He does draw. trigger, shoot the orc itself, make it a 2/2, or 2/2 with 1 damage marked on it. Yeah, Jordan's planning I'm going to shoot this orc for 1 damage with the Bowmaster trigger. And then when I shoot it, it gains 1 bigger, and then state-based actions keep it alive. Jordan's like, yeah, you can untap. You take 1. Bonk. Bing bang, bonk. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Draw 2 more cards. This is where Jordan gets to shoot John twice. Pom pom. Shoot him in the face. But with a mitt full of brand new cards here, it's going to be hard for John to tell me that he doesn't have anything. I wouldn't be surprised if we just see Verdict here. Just like tap out Verdict. Alright, so we know that he has Force Negation, 3 mystery cards. Right, 1 card off the ring, off the first activation. 2 more cards is 3, and then his draw step was 4. So he has Force, 4 mystery cards. Play the Restless Anchorage. That's the new Manland from Ixalan, the blue-white one. An unfortunate streak of glare on specifically that card. But it turns into a 2/3 flyer that gives you a map token when it attacks. I believe it costs 3 mana to activate. 3 mana. But Jordan just hanging out on 2 lands here. I would have liked to see a second Bowmasters, but if he had one, he probably would have played it already. Or at least tried to play it already. In response to that second ring activation. Ooh, John's gonna untap the ring, draw 3 more cards, and Jordan's gonna shoot John 3 more times and put 3 more counters on this orc army. So just a casual 7/7 hanging out. John, I mean, we already saw him blow through 2 Solitudes, so when it comes to free spells, he has at most 2 more Solitudes left in the deck. And he does not have the required lands for Leyline Binding. So what does he have for 2 mana here? Just takes 8. Down to 5. Ring's going to put John down to 2. I think George is going to be passing it back here. Yeah, just going to pass it back. Down to 2. Bowmaster's soloing this game right now. John draws his card for turn. So I think we're still looking for Verdict, but even Verdict's not good enough. So I'm pretty sure Jordan is... I mean, Verdict plus Counterspell is maybe good enough. I'm pretty sure I saw Jordan is staring at 1 Undying Spell. I might have a second one, though. If he has 2, then I think John's just cooked. Yeah, John, why don't you scry? Why don't you scry to that Castle of Interest? That's a good play. This is a classic situation where I feel like I've been in this for a lot of time, where you're staring at your cards, and I mean, you can only start them so long when you realize that you have nothing to do. And I think this is where John is at, where he's like, wow, none of this gets me out of here. But like, you're so close to getting out of it. You're like, but what if I did this? All right, here comes Verdict. No, second ring. Jordan says second Bowmasters. Second Bowmasters. Counterspell, second Bowmaster. I guess ring resolves. Legend rules some rings. Can't have both rings in play. Yeah, put the one that's killing you over in the trash. And John has successfully fogged Jordan for a second turn. And I mean, he's only got to get 2 damage in. Does Rakdos can't play? Rakdos can't play Lightning Bolt. He's got to sneak in 1 Lightning Bolt at an opportune time, I guess, huh? He's gonna draw. Wow, that is spicy. Jordan, I guess, missed the draw trigger on his Bowmasters. I don't think he really cares. Yeah, John untaps, goes to 1. If John dares draw 1 extra card that can his Bowmaster, the game is over. No extra cards for John. He's supposed to get rid of this ring somehow, because that's also going to kill him next turn. So... don't tap that. Yeah, Jordan is out here playing Red-Black Bowmaster. It just changed his deck to be that name, Red-Black Bowmaster. Here comes Binding. Alright, does successfully get rid of the Bowmaster with the Land Binding. Undying effects don't save Bowmasters from that. John is allowed to draw his 2 cards here, though. And then what? The ring just kills you. Is there a 2 mana gain a bunch of life spell? Because I don't know if there is. I don't know if that spell exists. Again, John's just staring at his cards. I mean, you have a lot of hoops to jump through. You have to kill the Orc army. And then you have to either get rid of your ring or gain 2 life. And then you have to dodge another Bowmaster's pinging you for 1. So you gotta gain like 3 life, maybe, to be like extra safe. But even then, like, how many 2 mana cards accomplish even one of those things? Because you got to do at least 2 things. You got to you got to do something about the ring damage, and you got to get rid of this Orc, this 7/7. Untap, draw 3 more cards. Sure, just dig yourself deeper into the ring hole and then scoop it up. Yeah, it's over. Okay. Don't forget to give Jordan back his Bowmaster. Both players back up to 20. And we begin with John to the fetch land pass. And Jordan also has a bit of a slower start here. Now turn 1 Monkey, just Blood Crypt tapped. Now we're going to see if John is afraid of Blood Moon and wants to pick up a basic. He does just get the basic planes. You know, because, I mean, this deck can probably run a Surveil land or 2. There's Mystic Gate for double blue for counterspell. Here comes Kroxa. Kroxa's a cool one because, I mean, you might as well just discard counterspell if you intend to counter it. But he's gonna discard a land, take 3 damage. 2, 3, yeah, down to 16. Kroxa a very good card versus the control decks if you can keep it from getting exiled. Cycle? Yeah, there's Lorn revealed. Alright. Just go pick up an island. Gonna make sure he makes his land drops, which is kind of funny because I mean, Don already discarded 1 land, and he's like, "Oh well, better go cycle for another land." So look at this island. So John successfully playing around Blood Moon. Jordan not playing around Blood Moon with his mountain. Castle Hlockthwain. And for 3 mana, Jordan's going to pass it back into John's open mana and just untap draw. John does nothing. Lets 3 mana just go down the drain. But it's all about the pressure, you know? Did it really go down the drain when you're psyching your opponent out from playing anything with your suite of counterspells? Here's a land. It looks like an unfortunate, much a bit of glare there, but looks like Flooded Strand to me. And here comes Bowman. Yeah, fetch with Flooded Strand. Look at that. I am the master of figuring out what cards are. Yeah, just go fetch for their island. So John is basically 100% Blood Moon proof, which maybe Jordan is going to get a read here and be like, huh, maybe Blood Moon's not so good. Subtlety. Bowmaster goes in the bottom of the deck. Jordan does not want that card. He does get to untap, though, and is basically free to play anything. Here's Fable the Mirror Breaker. Make the Goblin. John is going to allow that to happen. No force negation for the Fable the Mirror Breaker. Yeah, Jordan out here just playing, you know, just classic red-black mid-range. You know, for, you know, outside of some... I mean, has Jordan fetched? No. So, literally, Jordan... All the cards Jordan has played outside of Bowmaster has just been Pioneer Legal. This is a Pioneer Legal deck right now. Man's out here showing that red-black is just... Red-black new cards is just where you want to be. All right, here comes Teferi. Bounce the token. Yeah, delete that. Draw a card. No extra cards for Jordan. Or no, wait, no. Jordan does get extra cards. This is not just Narset. He just can't play things at instant speed. Does Jordan now fuel the graveyard a little closer to Kroxa if he has some duds, or does he just... He's not going to do anything. He's just going to play Grief. No, sorry, not Grief. Shieldred. That's also a good double black 2 mana, or double black, double colorless 4-drop there. Ye old Shieldred. You got another subtlety there, John? Nope. We do have a Psycho Flora revealed. Shieldred, very good card in this matchup specific, or in the control matchup specifically, because I mean, it's a clock by just sitting there. It doesn't have to do anything. It can just sit there. It just deals John 2 damage every turn. Listen, it's for the grindy matchups. But, I mean, the world is kind of John's oyster right now. He's got a lot of cards, got a lot of mana. Let's get into 13, though. Thanks, Shelly. Tapped Triome. I believe that was the Jeskai Triome. And there's Prismatic, or there's Leyline Binding. Take away Shieldred. Take up Teferi. I imagine you're going to smack Jordan for 3. Bonk. 3 damage down to 14. John is certainly controlling the game in every sense of the word here. But Jordan now has a reflection of Kiki-Jiki. Here to copy some cards. Here's Dolthy Voidwalker. And here's Stomp on Teferi. Stomp. Stomp that Planeswalker. Hit him with your foot. Crunch him. Yeah, get him out of here. Ooh, and now Dolthy can get a Teferi. It was a pretty good line there, actually, for Jordan, because, I mean, Teferi's, like, pretty good against every deck, but it's really good against control decks. It's kind of ironic, because control decks like playing Teferi, but they're also bad against Teferi. And, yeah. That tree should definitely still be exiled with a void counter on. Oh, no, maybe he did that in response to the stomp. I don't know. It should have a void counter on it, though, depending on the order of operations there. 3 damage. But this really is the control experience, just John having an answer to everything. Here comes the ring. Drawn a card. So, unfortunately, I believe this game is slowly slipping out of Jordan's hands here. So looking at a grief that doesn't do anything, but here comes second Shieldred. That's a nice that's a nice pickup, especially with John's ring in play. Gonna untap. John in the doing the upkeep trick of before I draw any cards. Actually, I would like to. Yeah, there's Solitude. Jordan sees writing on the wall. It's over. Scoop him up and try again next time. So 1-1. But now with Jordan on the play, he's probably going to want to look for an aggressive hand here to just you want to put the pressure on control as soon as possible. You don't want to give them any breathing room to sculpt their hand and plan their moves. You just want to go. All right, there's Grief. So looking at 2 lands, Leyline Binding is also gonna not dead after all. You're gonna take 2 of John's cards. I think you're taking Counterspell. Oh, Binding and Prismatic Ending, interesting. Leaves John with, oh. Okay, so we see a Ragavan. Actually, it takes Verdict. So Leyline Binding, Verdict. Leaves John with Prismatic Ending, Tidebinder, and Counterspell. So plays tap land pass. Dash Monkey. Deals John 6 damage. Exile one of his triumphs. Actually, that's pretty relevant for Leyline Binding and fetching. So that's actually a pretty good hit for Ragavan to snag. And Jordan's left with a treasure here. So now we have Counterspell up. John is no longer defenseless. He actually does have game actions to take. Pitch another Grief. Gonna counter. Here comes the Magussy. Alright, so Jordan does keep in Magus at the moon. Hit John for 4, put him to 10. John's stuck on a single island. Plays a mountain. So, I mean, technically Tidebinder playable. Tidebinder technically castable right now. Doesn't block Grief, but is a 3-2. Can disrupt Jordan's play next turn if he has to, like, fetch or something. No, I think John's already seen enough, and that's it. And Scam does the Scam thing, just cleans her up with the old 1, 2, 3, 4 punch. Yeah, I guess he kind of punched John 4 times with the Ragavan and the Magus and the Grief and then the Scam Grief and then the regular Grief to bait the counter spell and then you get to resolve Magus for sure. Ooh, that was rough. So we can certainly see that Jordan is, or that Scam is pretty strong if it gets going. But if you let control, get its kind of feet planted, it's really hard to keep up. Even when you have all these powerful anti-control cards like Shieldred. So, but that is going to be the end of tonight's stream. So if you enjoy this content, this is your last chance to leave us a follow. I mean, not your last chance. We'll be here same time, same place next week, where I will be playing some Magic, actually. I'm done talking about it. It's time to start slinging my own spells. And because of that, you can, if you follow, Twitch will let you know when we're online next time, and then you'll know. And when you follow, you get a little movie clip that pops up. I set those up. I gotta add some more though for the future.